The COP30 climate conference in Brazil has been blasted for being anything but environmentally friendly. Yes, the conference where world leaders and the elites come together to discuss ways to tackle climate change is actually contributing to environmental degradation. Like the UK's contingent led by Keir, Starmer and Prince William, who travelled from Rio de Janeiro to the conference on a gas-guzzling official UK Prime Ministerial jet.
The time for partnership, protection and progress is now. We know what is at stake. We know what must be done.
Online commentators were not impressed with this person saying, "Here's Prince William and Keir Starmer flying in a taxpayer-funded private jet to COP30 in Brazil to tell us, plebs, how to save the planet. Do as we say, but not as we do." And this commentator doubled down, saying, "When they start taking sailing ships to these conferences, I'll start listening." And not only was the mode of transport bad for the environment, but it was also bad for the taxpayer, with GB News exposing the mammoth bill to just get the UK delegation flying on commercial flights over to Brazil.
Oh, that's a very good question. We've asked the Department of Energy Security and Net Zero for those specifics, and they're saying that they haven't got them to hand for the time being, but they will release them in due course. But if you just look on the British Airways app, if you like, a return flight, we assume he must be going business class because of who he is the best part of £5,000 each way. So we're looking at, as you said in your introduction there, 2 trips within 2 weeks, 24,000 miles, 20-odd thousand pounds, plus the hotel bills. We know that they were staying in a hotel called the Tivoli, which is just around the corner from where I am at the moment, and they're charging £1,250 a night just to stay there. I can also tell you this evening that I've been given a list of the official GB delegation. It numbers 206 people. That's 206 official members of the UK delegation who are here. It's actually the second largest delegation in Europe, and again, I've asked the officials about that number, and they've been quick to point out that, well, hold on a minute, Nick, it is actually a lot less than were in Baku last year, but Baku was a lot closer. Baku was only 5,000 miles round trip. This is double.
And it's not only the UK spending up big and hurting the environment in the process. For this summit, Brazil took the ironic step of destroying huge parts of the Amazon forest to make way for a 4-lane highway and small city to cater to the delegates of the COP30 summit.
This 4-lane highway is being built through the Brazilian Amazon rainforest. It was supposed to be protected land. It's one of the big infrastructure projects to get the nearby city, Belém, ready to host the COP Climate Change Summit in November. Claudio Verachetchi made his living from harvesting acai berries. His trees have been cut down to make way for the road.
Our fear is someone will come here and say, we're going to need this area to build a gas station, to build a warehouse that will be used by trucks, and then we will have to leave here.
Scientists also fear it could harm wildlife and ecosystems. This wildlife hospital treats animals usually injured by people or cars. It releases them back into the wild here, which the highway might make a lot harder.
We are going to lose an area to release these animals back into the wild, which is the natural environment of these species. It does directly affect the conservation of these animals. Land animals will no longer be able to cross to the other side too, reducing the areas where they occur.
The state government said this would be a sustainable highway, important for mobility, and that it would have wildlife crossings, bike lanes and solar lighting. A new conference centre is also popping up, hotels are being frantically built, the port will house cruise ships to sleep more people, the small airport is being more than tripled in size.
This commentator blasted the hypocrisy, saying the annual jamboree of hypocritical virtue COP30 climate conference begins next week in Brazil, as well as ripping up trees in the Amazon rainforest to build an 8-mile highway. To COP30, hundreds of delegates will arrive on private jets to tell us plebs how to save the planet. And commentator Peter Clack doubled down, saying, update from COP30. After felling 100,000 Amazon trees for the VIP highway, delegates face water shortages and $100 snacks. Food ran out before the speeches ended. The armada of jets is dumping CO2 equivalent to small nations, while panels drone on about net zero. Even Trump piled on via Truth Social, calling it a big scandal for ripping the hell out of the rainforest. For environmentalists to cruise. The glitterati is saving the planet in Belém. Delegates are starving, thirsty, and out of excuses while the world burns. And Trump did indeed slam the conference, saying they ripped the hell out of a rainforest in Brazil to build a 4-lane highway for environmentalists to travel. It's become a big scandal. But it seems Prince William was ignorant to the hypocrisy being displayed, pushing his agenda in a series of speeches to the conference.
I grew up with my father, the King, talking about the power of nature and the importance of harmony in the natural world, a subject he has championed for over 5 decades. It's a privilege to also represent him here today, as well as everyone else who has championed this cause for so many years. All of us here today understand that we are edging dangerously close to the Earth's critical tipping points, thresholds beyond which the natural systems we depend on may begin to unravel. The melting of polar ice, the loss of the Amazon, the disruption of ocean currents. These are not distant threats. They are fast approaching and will affect every one of us, no matter where we live.
This commentator pointed out the hypocrisy, saying COP30 and Prince William is on his soapbox about the Amazon. So a reminder, they cut down 13 kilometres of Amazon rainforest to build a road for COP30, and around 70% of the world's balsa wood used in green wind turbines comes from the Amazon.